Hi, hello all. Welcome to the session. Myself, Dr. Krishna Kumar KL, doing a presentation on the topic Clemmensen reduction. So I am doing this presentation with the help of Zoom interface so that I can record the session and make it available for the future reference of my student. And I am making it more presentable with the help of PowerPoint presentation. So let me share my PowerPoint. Yeah, here we go with the Clemmensen reduction. Let me start by saying how the name Clemmensen reduction came. So the name came from the name of the inventor, that is Erik Christian Clemmensen. He is a Danish chemist. Okay, so the name came from the name of the inventor, that is Erik Christian Clemmensen. He is a Danish chemist. And this particular reaction come under the class of reduction reaction of carbonyl compound. So the reaction happened, just a moment, let me try to annotate so that it will be more catchy to your eyes. Yeah. So the carbonyl group, C double bond group, is converted into CH2 group. The presence of zinc, mercury, and HCl. So this is a kind of reduction reaction. The C double bond group is converted into CH2 group, and this is applicable to a variety of aldehydes and ketone. Before we go into the detail of mechanism and all other things, let me explain you the significance of these reagents. So first point you have to remember is this is a reduction reaction. Reduction in the sense it's gain of electron or addition of hydrogen. You have to remember oxidation means loss of electron, removal of proton or removal of hydrogen. Reduction means gain of electron, addition of hydrogen. So here HCl will act as a source of hydrogen. HCl can easily dissociate into H plus and Cl minus. So HCl is the H plus donor or proton donor. Okay, then when it comes to zinc, zinc as such is stable. It's having a stable status at a oxidation level of Zn2 plus. Okay, Zn2 plus, zinc will exist. That means it can lose 2 electron. That means it can give away 2 electron. So this carbonyl group will accept the 2 electrons. So one way we are getting electron, and other way we are getting hydrogen atom. So reduction means now we can easily correlate. Reduction means gain of electron from zinc, and addition of proton or addition of hydrogen from HCl. Then what is the purpose of this Hg? Usually we will call this as zinc amalgam. Amalgam in the sense it is a metal alloy of mercury. The mercury can form metal alloy with many metals like, for example, sodium. Then it comes like sodium amalgam. When it comes zinc, then it is known as zinc amalgam. Okay, so here we are using zinc amalgam. All right. So what is the purpose of this amalgam means? It will make the zinc more available. It will make the zinc more activated. Okay, consider a aqueous solution of zinc and a solution of zinc or a combination of zinc with the mercury. The zinc will be more distributed and uniformly available in the mixture of alloy with mercury rather than in the solution of zinc with some aqueous solution. All right, so this particular amalgam or mercury making zinc more activated, more available, evenly distributed, because reaction happening in the surface of zinc. That you have to understand. So now I explain the purpose of different reagents. We will move into the other details of Clemmensen reduction. So this particular reaction is used for varieties of aryl and alkyl ketones. Usually these aryl and alkyl ketones are resulted from Friedel-Crafts acylation of aromatic compounds and aliphatic compound. And you have to understand that depend upon the change in the reagents, change in the substrate, we can have modified Clemmensen reduction also. For different, that means variations are possible by changing the reaction condition, by changing the reagents, different variations are possible with the Clemmensen reduction. Then we will call it as a modified Clemmensen reduction. Consider a case like we are using activated zinc dust. in an anhydrous solution of hydrogen chloride in diethyl ether or acetic anhydride is more effective. When we use a combination of activated zinc dust, which is dissolved in anhydrous solution of hydrogen chloride in diethyl ether and acetic anhydride, then that is found to be more effective. That means variations are possible with Clemmensen reduction. Then we will call it as modified Clemmensen reduction. But one thing is, you have to keep it in your mind. This particular reaction is used for the substrate which are tolerant to acids, because the reaction happening in the presence of concentrated HCl, nearly 37% concentrated HCl is being used. So this reaction is used for the substrate, that means aldehydes or ketones, which are tolerant to acids. If they are not tolerant to acids, we have to use an alternative method like Wolff-Kishner reduction, where we are making use of base, where we are making basic environment for the reaction to progress. Okay, so in this slide, I was trying to say that this Clemmensen reduction is applicable to or effective to reduce variety of aldehydes and ketone, which usually resulted from the Friedel-Crafts acylation. And when we change the reaction condition, like for example, zinc can be substituted with tin, and alcohol can be used in the place of HCl. So such combinations can be tried. But when we use like that, that is known as modified Clemmensen reduction. And one more thing, this particular reaction is useful for the compounds which are tolerant to acids, because here we are using concentrated HCl. Let us see some examples of this reaction. This reaction is applicable to both aldehydes and ketones, as I said earlier. Look at here, acetophenone is an example for a ketone, which is converted into ethyl benzene in the presence of zinc, mercury, and HCl. Another compound, one aldehyde, benzaldehyde, which is converted into methyl benzene in the presence of zinc, mercury, and HCl. One more example, again one aldehyde, 4-hydroxy 3-methoxy benzaldehyde is converted into a phenol derivative, 4-methyl 2-methoxyphenol. So these are the very few examples for Clemmensen reduction. Number of examples and different applications are associated with this particular reaction. Now let us move into the mechanism part of this reaction. Okay. So there are two prominent mechanisms were proposed for the reaction. So here I am trying to explain carbanion mechanism, which start with the ketone and end with the formation of alkene. It can be either aldehyde or ketone, but generally the mechanism followed here is actually proceeded with the formation of carbanion. That's why it's known as carbanion mechanism. All right. So look at here, a carbonyl compound, by virtue of the inductive effect, that is polarity produced in the molecule due to the difference in the electronegativity. Normally a carbonyl group will have partial plus charge with the carbon and a partial negative charge with oxygen. Okay. So during this reaction, throughout the mechanism, I am using 4 moles of HCl, which I will account at the end. But you have to keep it in mind that I am using 4 moles of HCl. All right, so first mole of HCl being used here. HCl can dissociate into H plus and Cl minus. So when H plus dissociate into H plus, sorry, HCl dissociate into H plus, so naturally the H plus can add over oxygen. So when H plus is added over oxygen, oxygen will form, or oxygen will be converted into OH, that leave a plus charge on oxygen, because the non-bonding electrons of oxygen is being used. So when the non-bonding electrons being used, that will leave a plus charge on oxygen. So this become an unstable ion. So in order to stabilize the ion, the pi bond which exists here will be shifting to oxygen. These electrons, one bond is made up of 2 electrons. These 2 electrons will be shifted to oxygen. But out of this 2 electron, 1 electron of this carbon, 1 electron of oxygen, when these 2 electrons are moving to this oxygen, that will leave a plus charge on this carbon. That you can easily understand. Now we have a species, positively charged species, where the plus charge with carbon. Here comes the entry of zinc. Okay, as I said earlier, zinc having a stable existence when its oxidation state is 2 plus. That means zinc 2 plus. It can donate, it can give away 2 electrons. So zinc coming to the picture, zinc is giving 2 electrons to the carbon in order to compensate the plus charge. But when zinc do like that, zinc will get plus charge. Zinc is losing 2 electrons, so Zn2 plus. So here it is represented like Zn2 plus here, right? Okay, now already I used one HCl here, H plus being used, one more Cl associated with this H. So that Cl is coming to the picture. The Cl will join with this Zn. Cl as Cl minus. Normally Cl have 7 electrons in the outermost shell, but Cl minus means 8 electron. That means it can act as a ligand. It can share one pair of electron. So that one pair of electron, the Cl will share with the zinc to form Zn-Cl. Earlier Zn was deficient of 2 electron, and Cl as Cl minus, it is capable of donating. It can act as a ligand. It is capable of donating a pair of electron to Cl, not to Cl, to Zn to form Zn-Cl. Okay, now Zn-Cl is formed. At the same time, one more reaction happened. The second molecule of HCl, okay, this Cl is of this H, okay? Don't confuse this Cl of this H, okay? Now second H plus is coming to the picture, okay? Why the second H plus coming to the picture? Because before that I have to tell you one thing. So you have to understand that this is a carbon. This carbon we have to add 2 hydrogen, okay? So you have to understand this group should go. This group should go away, but this is not a good leaving group. Normally in case of hydroxyl group, if you want to remove the hydroxyl group, usually we will do the reaction with PCl5 or POCl3. So the OH will be replaced by Cl. Later we can reduce the Cl with H2 and we can remove. But alternatively, we can try converting the hydroxy group into this ion. Okay, then the hydroxy group is converted into OH2, hydronium ion. Okay, by addition of second molecule of H plus. When the second molecule of H plus is been added over here, the hydroxyl group is converted into hydronium ion. So now hydronium ion is unstable because it will try to attain stability. By taking the pair of electron, it will go out as water. But when you take the pair of electron and go out, that will leave a plus charge on this carbon. Now this carbon is a plus charge carbon. Now what happened here? Now here it is existing as Zn-Cl. Second molecule of Zn, fresh Zn is coming to the picture, which can donate a pair of electron. Okay, now a heterolytic cleavage happening in the Zn and Cl bond. That means Cl will go out as Cl plus. That means 6 electron in the outermost shell and leaving the pair of electron to Zn. Okay, the Cl is going out as Cl plus with the fresh Zn, which can donate a pair of electron, forming Zn-Cl. But when Zn-Cl is formed, since Zn donated the pair of electron, Zn will have a plus charge. All right, at this time, the second Cl is coming to the picture. Okay, we have used the second HCl molecule here. Second HCl molecule is being used here, where we used only H plus. One Cl was back. One Cl was with us. That Cl is coming to the picture. That Cl will combine with this Zn-Cl and compensate the plus charge because Cl in the form of Cl minus, form Zn-Cl. Complete molecule is out. Zinc chloride. Okay. So now what is the status? This Zn got back its pair of electron. This Zn got back its pair of electron because this is heterolytic cleavage, because a new Zn came into the picture and taking away only the Cl, not the electron, not the pair of electron. So the pair of electron now get back to the Zn. Okay. Now Zn again, see Zn again capable of donating that pair of electron, or Zn is ready. Zn can share that electron and come back to the Zn2 plus configuration. So Zn is doing that. Why? Because a plus charge is here. Okay, in order to compensate the plus charge, this Zn sharing the or exchanging 2 electrons to this carbon, and now Zn is existing as Zn2 plus because it lost 2 electrons. But the plus charge on this carbon is exchanged with a minus charge because a pair of electron there. Now this is known as a carbanion. Remember, I mentioned this mechanism as a carbanion mechanism. Now, we got a carbanion. All right. So far we have used 2 molecule of HCl, 1 molecule used here, and the Cl eliminated here, join over here along with Zn, and the second molecule of HCl used here, H plus added over oxygen, and the Cl left with this H joined with this ZnCl to form ZnCl2. Okay, 2 moles of HCl is been completely used, and we got a carbanion. So our first step is completed because we have to add proton. We have to add 2 hydrogen atom. Okay, so hydrogen atom is being added in the form of proton. Again, the third molecule of HCl is dissociated into H plus and Cl minus. So this is H, you can see the H plus. That H plus will be added over the carbanion because opposite charges will attract each other. So we were able to make one H plus to get attached with this carbon. Right? Now we have a structure like this. Now see, look at here, Zn, since it lost its electron to this carbon, then it becomes Zn2 plus, no? Still now it have a status of Zn2 plus. So the Cl eliminated, so Cl dissociated with this HCl because H only added here. One Cl is there, that Cl now combined with this Zn2 plus in the form of Cl minus. You have to understand, Cl minus means outermost shell 8 electron to form ZnCl, because since Cl act as a ligand, it can give a pair of electron, compensate the plus charge on Zn. Zn was earlier deficient of 2 electrons. 2 electrons are given with Cl, given by Cl, then ZnCl is formed. Okay, now what happened means fourth molecule of HCl coming to picture. The fourth molecule of, because the third molecule of HCl has been completely used here. The fourth molecule of HCl is dissociated into Cl minus and H plus. That Cl minus is come to the picture. The Cl minus joined with this ZnCl, Cl minus, okay. So again a heterolytic cleavage happening here. Zn is coming out, not ZnCl is coming out, where this 2 electron will go with carbon. ZnCl is coming out as ZnCl plus, but since Cl minus is joining, now ZnCl is making a complete molecule of zinc chloride. Second molecule of zinc chloride also formed here. But since this is a heterolytic cleavage, ZnCl is going out as Zn plus Cl. These 2 electrons go to carbon. Now the second carbanion is formed. Okay, so the fourth HCl, the Cl is been used here. One more H plus is pending. That H plus will be added over this carbanion to form alkane. From ketone to alkane is resulted. So this is a mechanism, and this mechanism is known as carbanion mechanism, where we are making use of 4 moles of HCl with the liberation of 1 mole of water. Initially, I said that this reaction happens in the presence of zinc, mercury, and HCl, and also in the presence of heat, along with the liberation of 1 molecule of water. And you can find that 2 molecules of zinc chloride also generated during the reaction. Okay, so who wish to learn the Clemmensen reaction mechanism by carbanion method, they can very well choose this method. And thanking you all. I believe this session is useful to you. Thank you.